Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
9 a.m., the Johnny Rock Show. Our special guest, Larry Charles, the new book, Comedy Samurai, 40 Years of Blood, Guts, and Laughter. Available now, Amazon.com, wherever books are sold. I was doing lame comedy before we went on the air. I was going, hello, Larry. That's McLean Stevenson disaster from the 70s.
I think only you and I are going to get that reference. But
I know. Well, that's me. Well, listen, I don't want to sound like a Seinfeld nerd, but I'm a Seinfeld nerd. There are 2 TV shows, Larry, that I can name the episode by the first 10, 15 seconds. Seinfeld and Gilligan's Island. I mean,
wow.
I put a Facebook post that you're going to be on the show, and oh boy, you have a lot of fans out there. Tell us about Comedy Samurai. What took you so long?
Well, I needed something like the pandemic to have time to sit down and be out of work long enough to be able to write something like this. I mean, I've been accumulating the stories my entire life, and I finally had some time to put it down on paper, and it wound up being a really enjoyable experience, sort of putting everything together, finding the connections between things, understanding myself along the way, and being kind of amazed at what I had done. And it took this long to really have put all those things together.
Our guest, Comedy Samurai, Larry Charles, the new book, 40 Years of Blood, Guts, and Laughter, available now, Amazon.com, wherever you get your books. A perfect summer read. Now, Larry, let's say you're day one, writing, working, and doing Seinfeld. Did anybody, including yourself, have any idea what an institution that show was going to become?
It was actually quite the opposite. I mean, we were assuming that the show would be canceled after a few episodes, and in a way, by feeling that the show could not possibly succeed, that it had to fail, almost wanting it to fail in a way, it liberated us to just do the funniest show we could and not care about the consequences. So no idea whatsoever that we'd be talking about it today.
And it seems like at the time, NBC kind of gave you guys some time to, I don't know, make it better. Do you think that would happen now on a network TV show?
It's hard to really compare. I don't even know what's going on in network TV shows anymore. I don't know what the process is. At that time, the show was developed through late night rather than prime time. That gave us a little bit of slack. The other thing that happened was that NBC was not doing well in the ratings at that time, and so if they had canceled the show, they had nothing really better to put on, and so they left us on longer than they might today. Today, they might have pulled the show after a couple of episodes. We were losing to a show, and you'll get this reference, we were losing to Jake and the Fat Man. You know, that was, we were at the bottom of the ratings heap. And but they had nothing better to substitute, and they let us stay on the air long enough for it to finally catch on.
I'll have you know, I'm a member of the William Conrad fan club. That was canon.
Yeah, he was great.
Oh, yeah. The voice of Gunsmoke. Wow, Jake and the Fat Man. Hey, Larry, not to put you on the spot, but if you had to pick one episode of Seinfeld as your favorite, could you do it?
Well, I have a lot of favorites. I do, and it is hard to choose, I must say. But the episode that always pops into my mind, the episode that gave me a great deal of joy, was an episode called The Library, which is one of the earliest episodes that I wrote. It had the character of Lieutenant Bookman, who was one of my favorite outside characters. And, his monologue with Jerry was like, kind of like that Dragnet kind of feeling. I love Dragnet, which William Conrad was on also, by the way, in the 50s. And I would have to choose that one, but if you ask me next week, I might have a different answer.
Oh, that's that actor. He was in, he just passed away. He was in Boogie Nights right?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure anymore.
Okay. Hello, Larry Charles. The new book, Comedy Samurai, 40 Years of Blood, Guts, and Laughter, available now at Amazon.com, wherever books are sold. Well, this was a treat. Let's do this again sooner than later. And thank you from the Johnny Rock Show. Anytime, huh?
Anytime, my friend. Good to talk to you.
Okay. Careful what you wish for there, Larry. Hello. Goodbye, Larry. Thank you, Larry Charles. There he goes. One of the greats. Can you imagine? Hello? Hello. I'll let you in on a little secret that even Larry doesn't know. Same time tomorrow, Larry. So nice, I booked him twice. Thank you, Larry Charles. Goodbye, Larry. Hello, Larry. What a guy.
Rockin' 101, the Johnny Rock Show in the morning on the Rock Station.